So we're gonna have a quick and honest conversation. Um, I just did a video and it is not the kind of video that I plan to do. Basically went on for about 35 minutes. Um, when I went to do my video, my husband showed me a video, and from that video we ended up having it wasn't even an argument, just a disagreement about the video and the whole thing we're talking about. You can go watch that. Um, but for 35 minutes, he tried to get me to agree with him on a point. And I'll be honest, I'm a little upset. Um, just because in most things, my husband and I agree on, you know, a certain topic or, I don't know, we just tend to think alike a lot of the time. Um, but tonight on this particular thing, we had two different viewpoints. And I just felt as though because I didn't agree with him, it turned into a bigger disagreement than it should have been. Um, it's very frustrating for me because I feel as though I feel stupid. You know, it's not often that we disagree, but I just often feel like if I don't feel the same way he feels on a topic, he kind of makes me feel a little stupid. And I know he doesn't purposely do that, but truthfully, that's how it makes me feel. Maybe I'm wrong for the way that I feel about it. Maybe I didn't explain myself well. Maybe I'm an idiot. But it's how I felt in the moment when I was asked the questions that I was asked. But because I didn't agree with him, he just kind of pushed me in a corner. I felt like he was pushing me in a corner and trying to get me to feel a certain way about something or agree to something or agree on something that I just felt differently about in that moment. Maybe I'll feel differently tomorrow. I don't know. But when that happens, which is not often, it just really makes me feel stupid. Um, and I feel as though if it were Kari who had a different opinion, he would be a lot more open and willing to hear him out and what he was saying. And in the end, he usually ends up complimenting Kari on being able to think differently or not agreeing with him and having a different point of view. And I feel like that's the beauty of conversation and debates and, even disagreements is someone coming with a different opinion or looking at things from a different perspective and you being able to compare and contrast the different viewpoints. And even if you walk away and agree to disagree, it was still an interesting conversation being able to hear it from someone else's point of view and from someone else's opinion. And I feel like, those sometimes are the best conversations. But sometimes when I have these kind of conversations with my husband, I just walk away feeling really stupid and like I'm not even being heard. And I don't like that feeling. I just feel like as much as my husband says that he, you know, um, he thinks I'm smart and, my opinions matter and all that stuff, sometimes I don't feel that way. Sometimes I feel like if the things I were saying were coming out of Kari's mouth, suddenly it would be like this big, you know, he would have this big epiphany, like, oh wow, that's really, really wise thing to say, or a really unique viewpoint. And, I compliment you for being able to look at it from that, look at it that way and come up with that kind of opinion or whatever. But when I do it, it's just kind of like, oh, Asia's being Asia. And then he kept doing that thing in the video where he would like pat me, almost like, oh, you poor thing, you're stupid for not, you know, for not seeing it the way I see it, or for not agreeing with me. And I think it's really patronizing, and it makes me upset. Just makes me feel stupid, like a pet or something, you know, like, oh, you're so cute, you don't really know. And I don't like that feeling. And sometimes, a lot of times, when we're all out in the living room and we're watching something, or you know, they get into one of those kind of talks, I just usually don't say anything or don't participate for that reason, because sometimes sometimes I feel that way, and I try to avoid feeling that way. So I find that a lot of times it's better to just stay quiet, to avoid my daily video for the day happening often. So